All right. So, hello everyone. I am back with another video. I'm trying to keep these uploads very consistent um, for you guys. Um, all right. So, the last video we spoke about um, what it's like. So, this video, it is going to be on rebellion because, of course, it was not all peaches and cream, you know. And this right here, I believe that this is really what a lot of people want to know. You know, yeah, it's good and we're happy for you and stuff like that. But I think ultimately people really want to know, well, like, was it easy for you? You know, like, are you holding some stuff out? You know, like, I need the real. So, definitely. So, uh, it might be another to be continued on how it's like. No. All right. So, how it's like. I believe that things are very easy. Like it's easy for us to communicate with each other. You know, I am mindful of his feelings and he's mindful of mine. I can come to him about anything. If there is anything on my mind, I definitely will bring it up. Um, and it's so crazy because in my last relationship, sometimes she would ask me, like, hey, is there anything you want to talk about or anything like that? And it's like, now I understand why she did. A lot of times it seems like, if the woman isn't bringing anything up to you, then everything is okay. But sometimes things are not okay and they're waiting on you to peep and speak on it. But yeah, so it's just it's funny how things work. Um, but yeah, definitely that was his mindset as well. But I mean, we are fine. And if there are any situations that have popped up, man, all right. So I am going to do a separate video on this. Actually, now that I think about it, like, yeah, um, yeah, I will do a separate video because definitely we have gone through our struggles. I don't know if it's a whole like if it could make a full video. I mean, I'll take some notes. I'll jot some stuff down so I don't forget, and I'll make a separate video on that. But so today we are going to talk about rebellion. All right. So I was really hoping that I had more pictures and videos to kind of go along with it. Uh, and quite frankly, there was a moment where I was like, you know what, maybe I do need to get rid of all of this stuff. And then here I am. Here I am making more videos about my journey of deliverance. And I think that was just nothing but the enemy just trying to prevent this from happening, because I don't care if this video just sits here and the same person watches it or whatever. I'm just praying that the Lord sends whoever that needs to hear this video. If it's a parent, if it is um, a teenager, a young adult, whoever, grown women, whoever. I pray that, that they find this video and that it may be able to help them and, um, you know, but what was I saying? Um, okay, so yeah, rebellion. Yes. So yeah, I wish I had more videos and pictures, but I'm gonna see what I can do, and I'll insert those. But all right, so now me and my husband, we pretty much got together at the end of October 2018. 2018. The end of October. And yeah. So we really haven't known each other for that long. Um so in that time, Now, mind you, you are being delivered from homosexuality. Okay. So at this point, you know, while we were together, it was a mixture of like different emotions. It was fear of, it was fear, definitely holding myself back. Am I, um, am I ready for this, for this relationship? Because I did not want to get into another relationship if this wasn't going to lead to marriage. And this would have been in or out of the LGBT community. These are things that I was already thinking of. I wanted someone who had a relationship with God. And I was really thinking of being celibate, and really taking things slow with the next female that I was with. But yeah, definitely, we and we did take it slow, and that's the thing. Like, if you're worried about what may come your way, or things that, like things like that, like, understand the Lord. He is calling you out of the world for a reason. He has everything under control. He does not need your help. You don't need to go out there and create yourself a Christian mingle site. You don't need to put yourself out there. You don't. You just don't. The Lord will literally bring you and that person together. He doesn't need your help in anything, actually. He just needs you to have a willing heart, um, you know, and to trust him, to walk by faith and not by sight. So yeah, it was a lot of mixed emotions going on. It was fear, it was curiosity as well. On the other hand, um, it was a lot of my own insecurities that I was dealing with as well. Like, oh well, do I look attractive this way, now that I am feminine, like, did I look more attractive when I was masculine and stuff like that, being insecure about my body and, you know, things like that. What also was a thing that I was going through was the simple fact that, okay, so now I'm delivered. So now it's like going inside the corner store and you're scrolling through the candy aisle. So now it's like, it was never any temptation when it came down to females. Now it was like, oh, like my eyes are like lit up, like, oh, I can see now, so now I'm like, man, like, first off, I had this whole idea, and you're gonna have it too. I had this whole idea of how I wanted my family to look like. I wanted a family full of dreadlocks. I wanted my husband to have locks and my kids to have locks. Like, that was just a thing. My husband has no hair on his head. So, you know, yeah, and um, again, I didn't want any kids, but God knows, God is right. God is right all the time. Um, so I just had this whole idea of who I was going to be with, and so when the Lord already has this person picked out for you, you know, it really came across as me being ungrateful. And it was definitely a couple of times, a few times, that I had to really check myself. And even in this relationship, now that the roles are shifted, and I used to tell this to everyone, it's like, it's just crazy now that I'm sitting on the other end of the table, because that's really what it is. You're switching roles, you know, but the things that you've learned while you were on the other side of that table, you hold on to, you remember, um, um, so uh, it's like, I was like, definitely being ungrateful. Here is someone who loves me for me. This is someone who is not trying to change me, and this, that, and the third. And that's exactly what I was trying to do to him. You know, I wanted him to be this certain way. You know, I wanted him to act this certain way and things of that nature. But just like I feel that I'm different. He's also different. Like this, he's a different kind of dude, you know. So basically, you know, I was trying to change him into someone that he's not, and that was a definite no-no, you know. So I'd be checking myself on that, like, hold on, like, let me just chill. Were there any times in our relationship where I wanted to end it? Definitely, it definitely was. So it was at a point where I think we were maybe like 4 or 5 months in, and you know, I wanted to drop everything and I wanted to pack up and move down to Georgia. Like I wanted to go back, and it's it's crazy. I'm like, am I a runner? Like, do I really run away from my problems? Like, is this what's going on right now? You know, um, it's it's crazy. It's you know, but I just thought it was too much. You know, I thought it was too much. I'm like, Lord, like, how much more? Like, what else are you going to put on me? Like, I felt like I was just, I gave up so much. And it's like he was still like pushing more and more on me. I'm like, Lord, like, I didn't know you were going to make me into a wife. I didn't know you were going to make me into a stepmom. Like, I just, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want that. I didn't want to do that. Like I just wanted to be simple. I wanted to get delivered and I wanted to chill. Like like I didn't want all of that. Like, you know? But it's like God is right. He's right all the time and I understand why he did these things, you know. Not everything and of course, I mean what I come with in my mind, it may be a crumb of what it is that he actually did it for, of course, you know. To try and understand God, it's like you're gonna drive yourself crazy. Like you can't. You just have to know that God is right and he knows what's best for you and he knows you better than you know yourself. So yeah, you know, it was a lot. So I wanted to run away. You know, me and my husband, we actually were going through premarital counseling, and so which was really funny because just like how God did a deliverance, like I joined my church and it was like, yeah, um, I was talking to the pastor and I was like, you know, I really like it here. I really like how you guys welcome me and I feel really comfortable here. And it was like the next thing I knew, I became a member, and it was like, oh, is that what it is? You know, so I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna be coming here, you know, until I move or whatever. Like this is gonna be my church, so yeah. So that was like a thing, and then when we went to the pastor, you know, about us being together, you know, as a couple and wanting to I don't know, I guess ask more questions concerning that because again, this is all new. You know, this is relationship that there is no fornication. You know, there is none of that. So it's like, and then of course I'm, you know, being like reborn again. So it's like I don't know what I can and can't do. I don't know, and you know, it's yeah. So even with that, even starting the premarital counseling, I was like, oh well, are we starting? Because I thought we were just coming here to just talk. And then it turned into, yeah, so I'll see you in like 2 weeks. You know, we'll begin, go ahead and get this book and, you know, we'll begin our premarital counseling. And I walked out of there like, oh, all right. It was really, it's been that kind of thing, like with God. Like you just go with it, you know, and then here we are married. So, but yeah, definitely premarital counseling. I didn't even know that was a thing. So when that popped up, I was really excited for it because there's really not anyone really married in my family. And biblically based, I wouldn't say so. You know, but um, yeah. So we did premarital counseling, and we were able to talk about a lot of things, and you know, things that I definitely wouldn't have thought to ask, and vice versa. He felt the same way too, and it was really good. It was really good to really understand the roles of the wife and the husband, and really see how society has really twisted this thing. And I'm not saying that, oh, we have to wear long skirts and the man is the dictator and all of that. And it's like, no, it's like he is the head of the home, and you're recognizing the position that he already structured this. Like, it's so it it made it clear like what the roles were, and that there's no excuse of you not knowing, with going through premarital counseling. So it really put the pieces in place. I learned a lot, but yeah, so it it definitely was good. It was needed. So we actually we decided to take a break from that, but it was like, the taking a break from that really was kind of like our excuse. At least it was my excuse at the time to really like take a break from the relationship period. Because I was really like in my head, like, are we supposed to be doing this maybe right now? Is this the best time? My husband, he was commuting. He was basically living in the neighbor state of mine, and I seen him from time to time, like on the weekends and things like that. And it's like, even when he was around me, like my flesh, like just I didn't want him around me. Like it'd be so weird. Like when he's away, I'm missing him, and when he's around me, it's like I don't want to be next to you. I don't want to talk to you. Like it was it was a weird thing. It was the weirdest thing I ever experienced. I never been through that before. Like, well then, I am just waking up on January 1st, 2020. Wow. 2019, it was a lot. It was a lot that I experienced, a lot that God brought me through, of course. Um, a lot of growth and maturity, a lot, just a lot. I mean, a lot. Mm, a lot. Ezra turned 1 last year. And, he's just such a blessing. Me and Mike hit a year of us being together, so that's also a blessing. Because it's something completely new. I mean, completely new. Completely new. Of course, just being with a man, and I mean, of course, being in a relationship, no fornication, like, so you're really kind of like forced to get to know someone. And I mean, I've been in a relationship that wasn't like that, but those relationships were more so towards like lust. But this is, you know, I've went through the lust portion when we first got together, with me looking at him as an experience because I've never been with a man before, to me feeling like, did I rush things? Are we supposed to be doing this right now? Should we be together right now, this moment? Because it just seems like everything has been happening to kind of pull us apart, to, am I really attracted to him? Um, Would it be bad if I walk away? To God bringing me through and answering prayer as He always does, and putting all of that together, So, yes, not only am I attracted to Him, um, I'm in love with Him, and I can actually say that, it doesn't matter what we go through, as the beginning of our relationship showed. I'm not going anywhere. So, it really had me like confused. It had me all over the place. Like, I know he was getting frustrated because it's like, bro, like, what do you want me to do? Like, just flat out. And definitely in our relationship, I knew that if I didn't break up with him, he wasn't going to break up with me. So I the words actually, like break up, it never came, to it never came out of my mouth. But, I mean, I did want us to like take a break, but God. So yeah, like that was something. It was such a weird period. It was such a weird period. And again, I just kept comparing him, trying to mold him into what I wanted. And again, the Lord already knows what you need and what to give you. So it's like, why are you trying to override and like it wasn't gonna work. If you had the ability to create a perfect mate yourself, you're gonna fail because you're human, you're flesh. The Lord knows exactly what you need, exactly what you need. So, we have a lot of males and females out there that are trying to build someone that they want them to be, and it's like, bro, like you're not gonna get far in that. You're not. It may be good for a minute, but the Lord has to do it. The Lord has to do it. So yeah, so it it was a lot. It was a lot, definitely. So in that of me pulling away from him, and I just didn't want to do what the Lord called me to do. Like I became very rebellious. Yeah, like I didn't want I didn't want to go to prayer. I didn't want to go to Bible study every time, like I felt, well, why doesn't he have to do this? Why do I have to do this? Like it's yeah. I was definitely going through my rebellious stage right there, and I really had to like chill out. I definitely can remember. I'm like I would get so like just worked up in my mind and just thinking about the things that I had to do, new responsibilities, things that were, expectations, because once you have learned something, once you've been told something, you are now accountable. There's no, there's no excuses. You're now accountable, for your actions. Um, you know, so, and I'm like, man, like, I don't want to do all of this. Like, I felt like I did my part. I felt like I surrendered, and that was all that I was supposed to do. Negative, negative. That was definitely not it. The road is not over. Please know that. It's not over. The Lord may just have you share your testimony with the world on YouTube or on live stream on whatever social media platform that He tells you. He may do it with He may direct you to do it with your co-workers or anything like that. Like, so it's never that's just it. The Lord called you out of the world for a reason, so you have to own it. Yeah. I'm like, I made so many sacrifices and stuff like that, and it's like literally, I remember I was in the shower, and that's exactly I was just talking, and what came to mind, and I felt really bad about it because I'm like, hold on, like, let me chill. Let me chill. Let me really check myself because Jesus died for me. Jesus died for me. He endured all of that pain for me. And I can't sit here and, you know, accept the role that he's called me to be. Like, did I have to take any whippings for this? Like, did I have to go through really some crazy stuff? You know, like, no. So that's really what kept me grounded. Like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You know, um, definitely during this journey, it's like anytime that your flesh doesn't want to, and you're seeking the Lord's face and trying to figure out, well, what is the next step? What is the next step? And this thing, you know, pops out of nowhere. You know, it may be someone asking you for like a ride to the grocery store or something like that, but you know that this person don't never pay you gas money. You know, and it's like, bro, like I don't want to do that. But you know that you should, because if you don't, that's selfish. You know, so it's, yeah. I'm like, you're right. You're right. That's very, very selfish of me. Very, very selfish of me, you know. So I had to really check myself on that, because he didn't have to do it. He didn't have to call me out of the world. I could have still been in the world and on my way to hell. So it's like we really sit here and we think we have so much time, and we don't. We don't have a lot of time here. We do not have a lot of time here, and I just thank God for his grace and his mercy and his patience, because there really is no excuse. There's no excuse. There's no excuse for you not to have a relationship with God. He knows all about you, what you desire. And just to know that I was that close to just really, really rejecting him would have been so lost. Would have been so lost. I would have left this earth, and I would have stood in front of him, and I would have wondered, why? You know, why can't I come in? Why can't? And for him to say that he never knew me, that would really, really, oh, I would have spent the rest of oh, the rest of whatever that would have been called, wishing that I could die. And at that point, what else is it? You know, what else is it? Where else? Where else is it for you to go? Nowhere. Nowhere. Mm. It's like God gives us so many chances. So many chances. And it didn't really click until the end of this year, the end of 2019. That's definitely what kept me grounded. That's the straight up truth right there. When you really recognize what the Lord did for you, you know, like it just, uh, it's just unspeakable. You know, it's unspeakable. Just this, uh, I can't even explain it. The Lord has brought me a mighty, mighty long way, a mighty long way. You know, so that's definitely what kept me grounded. 2019, it was a whole lot. It was a whole lot. And this is another thing right here that's really good to add. Okay, so when you're going through your deliverance and the Lord has set you free, you know, you are free indeed. You have to really, really, really be careful. You have to be careful of where you go, who you hang out with, because the enemy, he is seeking. He is seeking after you. He wants you back. He wants you back. Yeah, when you have been delivered, now you want to experience everything new. You want to experience everything new now. You want to experience going out, getting dressed up, and going on a girls' trip, or going out with your girls to a dinner or to a club or a lounge. You want to try, and you just want it. You want to do all of this because you've never experienced this before. But do not fall for the trap. Don't fall for the trap, because that's exactly how I was caught. I was caught up out here. Employee like how I was to him, man, pulling in people from left and right and doing things that I thought was the right thing and definitely not. Like, it's just, nah, you gotta be careful. My sister, she lived with me for a little over a year. Um, and when she moved out, when she had her own place, definitely I was rebellious again. I ended up going to the bar and I had a couple of drinks and then I left. But on top of me already having like a drink or two in my system. So again, I was pushing it, like making up excuses like, well, no, like, it's good, like celebrate this, that, and the third. No, negative. Do not listen to yourself. Like, that's excuses, so that right there, horrible idea. Definitely the fact that Jesus died for me, it kept me grounded for sure. Kept me grounded. you know when they say that moms could win every battle, every war, every argument, with because I said so. That's it. That's it right there. Anything else? Yeah. You're gonna want to get out here and experience new things, but you have to give it to God. You have to pray about it because it is gonna get you caught up. You know, it's not a good thing to do. It's not a good thing to do. It sets you up. It sets you up for failure. You get these ideas in your head and you'll start going left when you'll take that exit. You'll take that exit when you're supposed to stay on this narrow path, and it's not good. So something to take away from this video on rebellion, because I know I was all over the place. Give it to God on whatever you are thinking about, because I feel like everybody has that, everybody has that thing that now all of a sudden, now that you're delivered, you want to just go off and do, like you got to pray about it first because you may be setting yourself up for failure, you may want to, and it may be good in your mind, it may really be good, but if you're not really either ready to do something like that, or if the idea, like it may not even be like your idea, like, like you just, I don't know, just giving into your flesh, like you just need to bring everything to God. Bring it to him. Take my advice. The enemy, he's out here, he's out here, he been out here, we're babies, we are babies compared to him. Ain't nothing new under the sun, just like they say, and the things that we do is the enemy's already seen it. It's like we gotta really switch it up and do something different. Do what the Lord is requesting us to do, okay? Because before you were struggling, somebody else was struggling with that same thing, and they did this, and everybody has a different result to it, but it really comes down to just listen to the Lord, listen to him, bring everything to him. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much the video on rebellion. But I pray that someone was able to take away from this video. God bless you.